Peace, everyone. Bobby Kilindi here. Hope everyone's doing well. I've been talking about 5G for a little while and just wanted to chime in on some of the areas of the smart toilet and smart bathroom. I was looking at the CES, that's the Consumer Electronics Show, and Kohler, which is one of the top of the line toilet producers, was showing off its um, new artificial intelligence toilet, where the toilet has a proximity sensor so that when you approach the toilet, the seat comes up and it, of course, controls the flow. There's a bidet in it. For those folks who don't know what a bidet is, that's kind of like where, you don't just use toilet paper, it washes your behind after you get up. And when you get up off the toilet, as soon as you get away from the toilet closes the lid and then flushes itself. The toilet also has Alexa on it or in it, so that while you're sitting on the toilet, if you want to do something else, anything that Alexa will do, and it will, the toilet will do. Of course, the seat is heated and all of those different things. It interacts with with the internet and things like that, with the new 5G towers, well, not towers, but repeaters that are coming in, because they're not really towers. They're going to be on light poles and probably on some of the old towers and things like that for the 4G and things like that. They'll also be in buildings and things like that. So the toilet will be, just as connected as anything else. Also the bathtub, excuse me, and the mirror. The mirror has, will have, Alexa and Siri in the mirror. The bathtub will have, the same configurations. The thing about the bathtub is that if you have Siri in your house, you can be in the kitchen cooking dinner, unless you have one of those robot chefs that are part of the 5G and artificial intelligence cooking stations that will be coming into the richer folks' homes, in the short term. And in the long term, everybody will have the robot cookers. But you can be, say 25 minutes away, and you can just make the connection to the house and tell the bathtub that you want the bath ready, and you can program the bathtub to it goes to a certain height in the tub. You don't ever have to worry about it running over and things like that. You just call the bathtub or send the bathtub a message that you want a bath ready at 6 o'clock, and the tub will fill up, stop, and it'll be at the proper temperature, because you can program in the temperature of the water, so it's exactly the height you wanted in the bathtub and exactly the temperature that you like the bath at the exact time. So you can, plan your bath and not be there, or you could be, downstairs, washing clothes, unless you have one of those robot clothes washers that are connected to the 5G. AT&T, about a month ago, they went online with the 5G. Samsung and others are set to roll out their 5G phones, even though in many places you won't, be able to get it, because only certain cities will be having that'll have the 5G ready enough for you to be utilizing it. But by the end of the year, most of the major cities should be hooked in, and you'll be on in the 5G network. All of the major phone companies, T-Mobile and, Sprint and, AT&T and all the others will have their, Wi-Fi, 5G Wi-Fi hooked up. So, your house will start to become integrated and in the internet, and also in the artificial intelligence. So, Your tub can talk to your car can talk to the coffee pot can talk to the toilet can talk to the plant waterer, so on and so forth. So this isn't so much that, it's just kind of what's happening and what's new and what's the next phase of the uh, invasive technology and how we're going to do it. Now, you're going to have some folks who are going to hold out as long as possible. You're going to keep that refrigerator till it is gone, the way of the dodo bird, you know. And for those folks who don't know about the dodo bird, when I believe it was Cook or one of those explorers, when they went on the island with the dodo bird had no relationship with predators on the island. So the dodo birds, when they saw human beings, they didn't know to be afraid of the human beings who were coming on. So the dodo birds, not having any predators or not, having any relationship with human beings and know what they would do, they just walked up to the people and, kind of greeted them and things like that. And the sailors just killed them. At some point it became fun. They just killed them for fun. I think they may have ate a few of them and things like that, but they killed all of the dodo birds down to where there were no dodo birds, because the dodo birds didn't know enough to be afraid of human beings, because they just walk up to them and, they would hit them in the head with a hammer or something like that, or a log, and kill them. And the next dodo bird would just walk up. That's why they call them dodo birds, because they're dodos, because they was getting killed and they didn't run, they didn't try to fight, they didn't try to do whatever. So that's dealing with the dodo bird. Just a little bit of history inside of this whole thing. But back to the 5G. So the 5G phones were a few of them came out at the Consumer Electronics show, and they were what they said they were going to be as far as speed and things like that, and download speed, and dealing with virtual reality and augmented reality and things like that. So, it's right up on top of us as far as the technology is concerned. It will take a while for all of these things to be integrated. It'll be a few years before everything's right in there with the facial recognition and things like that. Facial recognition is not just facial recognition. It is body recognition, your gait, how your shoulders are, the distance between your feet when you walk. All these different type of things are put into the artificial intelligence to build you. So if you just think you're going to put a mask on or, some glasses and draw a mustache on, that's not going to work, because once the artificial intelligence is hooked to you, your gait, scars on your face, the size of your lips, all those different things are going to be put in, because the, artificial intelligence isn't just facial recognition. It is body gait recognition. And they'll even be able to recognize you from the top of your head from the satellite. So these things are happening. All the folks that got warrants, you got about a 2-3 year window to get that taken care of, if it's something that you can get taken care of. But you got a small window to get that stuff straightened out, because you won't be able to go anywhere and do anything, sit in a car, walk down the street, go into a house, because if you go into a house with this thing on there, on the toilet, and you got a warrant, the doggone toilet gonna call the police to come and get you, So these are the things that are coming in the very near future. Bob Kilindi here, just talking about the smart toilets, smart bathtubs, smart mirrors, and how they will, impact our lives. So dealing with these things is you won't be able to get away from it. You may be able to go and hide in a forest somewhere, in the cabin and things like that, but you won't be able to do anything. Just be in the cabin and, without no phone, without no electricity, anything like that. So, peace. We need everybody to be cognizant of what's going on, and I picked the smart toilets today so that folks could, they would look and say, smart toilets, what is he talking about? And chime in, because as I said before, the smart toilets, will have Siri and Alexa and things like that. So you can control your home, run your business from the toilet, nice warm seat. Don't have to worry about flushing. Don't have to worry about the toilet stopping up and things like that. All of those things, programmable toilets, close, open by itself, all of those different types of things, because this is the world that we're living in. Your bed will also be smart. It'll know the weight of the people getting in the bed, know the people getting in the bed. They will know how you like your, how they had the beds where, you got one side is firm and one side is kind of medium or soft. Well, the bed will do that automatically. It'll tell which side of the bed, Jeff is on and which side of the bed Carol is on. If you come in and you get on the right side and you're usually on the left, it'll know it's you, because it'll monitor your weight and your blood pressure and your body temperature and all those different type of things with just getting into bed. It'll know how long you slept, so you can, since your bed connects to the Siri or the Alexa or whatever the newest one is or will be, the bed will connect to that, and the bed will communicate, and Alexa, Siri that's in the bed will say, you got 7 hours sleep last night. How do you think that is? Or whatever, or give suggestions on sleep aids, or you may need some sleeping pills and things like that. So all of these things will be integrated one to the other, and everything will be connected. That's why they call it the Internet of Things. So the bathtub, perfect temperature water. Bathtub be asking you, do you want a jacuzzi with it, and all that kind of stuff. And you say, well, yeah, I have a little jacuzzi with my bath and things like that. Or do you want some bubbles? You just want a bubble bath and things like that. And the bathtub would be talking to you, in that Siri voice, or you can, manipulate to have another voice on the bathtub. So the bathtub is going to say, would you, keep the temperature constant, so you don't have to worry about the water getting cold. It will keep the water constant, 93 degrees or whatever you program it for, to stay as far as the temperature is concerned. So just putting these things out, letting folks know. If you have any questions, you can always get me on Facebook Messenger. If you're not a friend, hopefully I'll be kicking some folks that are just sitting there and haven't really done anything. They're just sitting there. I'm gonna start kicking them off and bringing in new people. Peace to you all, everybody that's on the program chiming in. We were just talking about the smart toilet today, and the smart bathtub, and the smart, of course, mirror in the bathtub. So mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the smartest of them all? We will also deal with, going to be coming up with lectures very soon, the major lectures. Been having the blog talks here recently, dealing with the spiritual aspects of, what we're talking about as far as indigenous mushrooms and things like that, which is a way to get a particular understanding of what and how we got to where we are, and how to move past where we are into a new paradigm, So if you you just feel the need to donate to the work with the podcasts and the workshops and all those different types of things, you can PayPal to Kilindi@hotmail.com from $10 billion. You know, I know out of all the folks that we have on our Facebook page and all that kind of stuff, it's a couple of millionaires on there somewhere that can donate, 10, 15 grand to help us continue doing what we're doing. We have coming up the Toad Medicine in May with Dr. Jerry. Dr. Jerry just had Mike Tyson on. Mike Tyson just took the 5-MeO DMT toad medicine. And Dr. Jerry's a good one, because if Mike Tyson got loose by taking some 5-MeO or DMT or something like that, who gonna control him? But Dr. Jerry, I'm sure, did a good job. So Mike Tyson has chimed in on the entheogenic realms, and that's significant. Also, we'll be having the Food of the Gods tour, which is coming up late June, early July. We want to catch this year's mushrooms, so they start coming in June. So by the end of June, there should be a grand, fruiting of the mushrooms up in the mountains outside of Oaxaca. So the Food of the Gods tour, we have that coming up, and then we bussing up into Breaking Convention in Greenwich, England, right across from the Greenwich Mean Time line, where you can see where the clock is that they base all the time and stuff that on. I'd probably, if I was working on it, base the time where the place is the center of the earth, which is the Great Pyramid in Giza, the pyramid they call the Pyramid of Khufu. Of course, it's not Khufu's pyramid. They may have did some reconstruction on it and stuff like that, but it wasn't built by Khufu. My contention is it was built before the Younger Dryas impact, or what they call the Clovis impact, or a cataclysm of epic proportions, of which the island of Atlantis sunk, or the continent of Atlantis sunk. Continent, island, it's all dealing with size, so that's where I would do it from, the center of the earth. If you measure the distance north and south, east and west, and put all that mass into equidistance, the center of the earth is right there at the Great Pyramid of Khufu in ancient Kemet, or today called Egypt. But we'll be, in August, we'll be in Greenwich, where you can, they have a line across the street from the old military college, where you can go and you can put one foot, you can be in the east, and the other foot you're in the west. And we're gonna bus up in the conference and share some of the experiences and things that are going on with the entheogenic explorers and practitioners that really do it. So those are the major things that we have coming up this year, and of course we have other things going on here and there as things come up, and we'll be letting you know about it. So we'll be signing off from the 5G smart toilet segment. You can go to the Consumer Electronics Show and type up Kohler toilets, and they'll show you some of the stuff that the toilet and the bathtubs do and things like that. Other things are, they're coming online with the 5G. So, yep. Thank you very much. If you want to donate, Kilindi@hotmail.com, to keep things rolling, to keep the research going, to keep us traveling to far away and exotic places, to bring back the information that nobody's bringing back to you. There is information and people going all kinds of places and doing all kinds of things. You know, the things are changing so much, especially start doing your research into the Younger Dryas and the impact, because it's going to change archaeology, geology, uh, astronomy, because we have just in the last, it hasn't even been 10 years since 2007. Well, that's, yeah, since 2007, little over 10 years, that we got new information about world history and how things became how they became. You know, when these comets or asteroids, the Comic Impact Group says an extraterrestrial event. So they're still searching to see whether it was a comet or asteroid. Comets are more, have ice, but they have iron and things included inside of that. And the asteroids are basically iron. And of course, the other exotic metals that have substantiated this impact, because what geologists have been saying for a long time was, okay, if this impact happened, where's the crater evidence? In other words, if it hit the continental United States, where's the evidence of the crater? Well, they have finally evidence of a crater in Greenland, but it's underwater. And the comets that struck the what they call the Laurentide ice sheet hit 2 miles of ice. In other words, they came in and hit an ice shelf that was 2 miles up off the ground. So you don't have a crater per se, but you have impact proxies. You have the Carolina Bays. I'm in Detroit. We have Saginaw, Michigan in Detroit. You have Saginaw Bay, which is an actual bay that was carved out by an impact of one of these comets from the Taurid meteor stream, which we go through twice a year. Now, these things are moving in so fast, and they hit in Michigan, they knock big pieces of ice all the way down into North Carolina and Georgia. And these things were moving 30 miles a second, bouncing off the impact, and it changed the face of North America. Also, some bursts of these comets or asteroids in the atmosphere set the whole bottom half of the country on fire immediately at the same time. So you have what's called impact proxies, which are nanodiamonds, magnetic cereals, I call them midget buckyballs. You have the exotic metals, which are iridium and ruthenium, and the platinum-based metals, you know, platinum and palladium, all in a layer that is at the same time, because they use ice core samples, and they use geological tools to be able to see that, okay, at this particular time, you have what's called a black mat layer, because it set all these trees on fire and vegetation on fire, and the carbon that settled from that fire, because if you got 50 million miles of trees and stuff on fire, it's going up into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun. And then when that settles 4 or 5 inches deep on 4 or 5 continents, you got all this soot that settled. And then over time, over thousands and thousands of years, soil comes back and other things on top of it. And when you go down into the ground and you take samples of this, you'll see regular dirt. Then you'll see this 4 or 5 inch black mat at a certain time. And it corresponds exactly with the time that the megafauna is destroyed in the continental United States, where sea levels rose, all of it at the same time. If you melted all the ice on Earth today, including Antarctica and things like that, it would raise the sea levels about 200 feet around the world. But when this happened, it raised the sea level 400 feet. So twice the amount of ice, because you were right behind the last, coming out of the Pleistocene, which is the last ice age, and moved into what was called the Younger Dryas. So this is pertinent information. You can get the book by my friend Graham Hancock called Magicians of the Gods. He talks about this. It is an extension from his earlier work from the 90s called Fingerprints of the Gods, and where he was jumped on by all these people and called a pseudoscientist and all of this. He's a reporter. He's reporting what the scientists are saying. He's been vindicated in this new book, Magicians of the Gods, for all the trouble he went through in Fingerprints of the Gods. And it talks about the megafauna in the North American and South American continent, because it lost 90% of the megafauna. Africa retained 90% of its megafauna. The megafauna is any mammal over 100 pounds. They kill, this impact killed the saber-toothed tigers, the flat-nosed bear, the giant ground sloths, the North American panther, North American lion, North American camel, North American horse, because horses, they had horses that were part of the North American continent. Those horses were killed off, and the horses were reintroduced when the Spanish came into North America and reintroduced the horse. So it's changing things like who were the people that were prior to this impact who were living here. You know, you have what's called a Clovis culture and the Folsom culture. One is extinct, one is extant. You know, so, I mean, the North American lions were twice the size of the African lions, things like this. So that was all killed out in one afternoon. And then the Younger Giants is a plunge into cold after the ice age. After the dealing with around the end of the ice age, temperatures started to warm up. And when this impact came in, it plunged the world into another cold spell. Because of what? Because melting all this ice, throwing up ice into the atmosphere at 30,000 feet, water can't remain liquid. So you have ice storms, you have rainstorms, you have this soot from 2 continents on fire up into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun, plunging temperatures into the cold. So this is all part of the new research that has been done. And, you know, we need to become knowledgeable about this, because it's going to change the way we view the world and how it happened, because this was a worldwide event, and the technologies and the different cultures and different things that were going on at that time were virtually destroyed. And the world had to reboot from being brought back basically to almost the Stone Age, to reboot. So technology was reestablished. And after the time of the 5, you know, and it took still a few thousand years to get to the point to where you're talking about the rebooting of civilization in Egypt, the rebooting of civilization in, you know, with Mesopotamia and Babylon, Akkadian, and all of this, and the civilization in Turkey, where you find Göbekli Tepe, In South Africa, you find what they call Adam's calendar and things like this. These were all remnants of prior to this plunge back into the cold, 12,000 BCE. So Baba Kilindi, moving off, like I said, if you buying books, buy Magicians of the Gods, because it's going to be talking about all of this brand new research, brand new. And it's going to change the face of archaeology, of, of world civilizations, and things like that. So get the book. Also, chime in on the donations, kilindi@hotmail.com, for PayPal, and have a good afternoon. 5G Toilets, signing off. Peace.